are you ready for another episode of Cooking with Charles? Because I know I am ready to cook for you. So grab yourself a libation, strap on your feed bag, and buckle up because we're going on a culinary ride tonight. So come right back. Cooking with Charles is made possible by the generous donations of Sully's Superette, the Goffstown Network. If you need a helping hand, they're there to lend that helping hand. If you can lend a helping hand, they can use your help. All right, tonight we have steak au poivre, which is a steak that's pan-seared, and that's going to be topped off with a peppercorn brandy cream reduction. We're also going to have some great potatoes. We took these potatoes, we sliced them about 2/3 of the way down, if you can see that, and they just look delicious because we're going to fill that with some good stuff. We also have some green beans because, well, we have to eat our vegetables. Our mother made us promise when we were kids we would eat our vegetables as adults. So here we go, guys. First thing we're going to do is the potatoes. You use Red Bliss, you can use russet, use whatever you want. I have Red Bliss potatoes. As I said, I cut these about 2/3 of the way down, rather, and then I microwave them for about 10 minutes. They are pretty much almost cooked, and I'll tell you, you'll know why in a little bit. So we have a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. I prefer panko, use what you want. Then we're going to take 1/4 cup of Parmesan, Romano, Pecorino cheese, whatever you want. We're going to mix that up. Then, because we like to get a little chefy on the show, I've got some duck fat in here. Yes, folks, duck fat. I roasted a duck the other night, and for those of you who are new to cooking, duck fat is like liquid gold. You save that fat and you put that in everything. And it's going to give just a nice, unique flavor to our potatoes. So what we have is we got a breadcrumb, cheese, duck fat mixture. And if you don't have duck fat, you can use a tablespoon or 2 of butter. And all we're going to do is, let me just get this front and center. Very simply, we are going to take some of these breadcrumbs and cheese mixture, and we're going to put this on top and just kind of let it fall between these slices. Should have brought a spoon tonight to the studio, but I forgot. Be easier to spoon this in. This takes a few moments, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, I've also got my oven preheating, and that's preheating to about 325 to 375, depending on how fast you want it to cook. Mine right now is at 350, so I met it in the middle. So what I'm going to do is just like that. You can put as much or as little of that on as you want. Now, because I like to go the extra mile for you, I'm going to just top it off with some grated Asiago cheese. And so the tops do not dry out. I'm going to use just probably about a 1/4 teaspoon of butter on each of these. That will just help keeping it a little moist. All right. Before we put that in the oven, let's get our pans on over here. We got this nice big pan. I'm going to put that on high. And we got this pan over here. We're going to put that on medium. But these are going in the oven. We want to cook those for about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes at most. Because you've got to remember, we've already cooked those in the microwave. Okay, while the pans are heating up, tonight's steak. Look at this, huh? This is beautiful. This is actually a steak I just discovered. Actually, my wife discovered it. She went shopping, and it was on sale, and she came home with a boneless blade chuck. And I'm thinking, check stew beef. It's going to be gross. It's going to be tough. It's going to be this. But it was actually a very tender, flavorful steak. So I bought more, and it was actually really inexpensive. It was like $3.25 a pound. Very tender. Just going to season it up a little bit with salt and pepper here. Now my pepper, I'm using the big grind because it's going to be a peppercorn sauce at the end. Give that a flip over. Don't need too much. A lot of marbling in this, which means it should be pretty tender. And as I said, it's a great value, folks. Great value. All right, we are going to just let that sit right there. Let that sear up a little bit. And what do we need? Oh, I need my wine. And as always, our libation is a Tisdale, a fine, fine addition to the Gallo family. Tonight we're drinking a Shiraz, one of my favorites. So thank you, Tisdale, and thank you to our benefactors for providing that tonight. Now, last week, folks, before I go any further, I had a question that I posed to myself is, what is a cockle? Because something was warming the cockles of my heart will warm the cockles of your heart. Well, I found out what that is. I want the etymological quest to find out exactly what it was. And what is a cockle? It's a lowly mollusk. That's right, no more than a clam or an oyster or a scallop. What it is, though, it's a heart-shaped mollusk. And when you warm it up, it opens up. And that's the warming of the heart. Okay, the cockle of your heart. So that's where it comes from. It's an English mollusk found in northern England, cold waters, and the meat is supposed to be a delicacy. So I've never had one, but that's where it comes from. Warms the cockles of your heart. You warm it up, your heart opens up. Just like I do to you folks every week. You warm me up and I open up to you. So that's to you. Okay, let's get everything going now. All right, gonna put some oil in this pan. This is for our green beans. Let's see how this is going. Gonna add a little more duck fat to that. And folks, let me tell you, get yourself some duck fat. Oh, roast a duck. Save the fat. Strain it because the smell of this is wonderful. It's got, well, like a roasted duck, and it's going to add a complexity of flavor to all your dishes for very, very little work. And like I said, I strained it, got all the particles out, which is very easy, and now I just keep this bag in my freezer in this Tupperware because it's grease, and I just take a little bit out as I need it, and you don't need a lot. And yes, it's supposed to butter. It's unprocessed. It's natural. It's a great, great, great way to, I should turn the rear one on, not the front one, add flavor without adding a lot of fat. Okay, here we go. All right, now our green beans. Very simple. Just get fresh green beans, cut the ends off. And you want to make sure you cut both ends off. Some people just cut the stem side that's attached to the rest of the plant, but the other side has these little wisps that if you don't cut off, they get rock hard when you cook them. So make sure you get those. And for these, I'm going to just give the oil just a touch of salt. Let's see how this is going. Yeah, let that oil heat up a little bit. Okay, we're going to go a little high on this, guys, because, you know, I want this stuff to be done. And I'm going to check my, those are looking good. Going to turn those down a little bit to about 325 because I don't want them to miss. Everything being done kind of the same time. Okay, so what do we have? What else do I need? Nothing. We are just going to wait for the oils to heat up. And then we can start cooking. So while we're waiting for that, folks, let's do the business end of the show too. If you want to see my show anytime you want, you can see it 24/7. Yes, you can. I know you're saying, how, Charles? How? Well, here's how. Go to your computer, log on, go to the internet. I'm sure you all know what that is. And then go to YouTube. And once you're at YouTube, you can go to Cooking with Charles M. See that right at the bottom of your screen. One word, Cooking with Charles M. That will bring you directly to my channel and all my videos from the past seasons. We are on season 3, folks, by the way, in case you're wondering. You can also go to my email address if you feel you must talk to me about something. cookingwithcharles@gmail.com. See, it's right there too. God, we're getting so good in this studio, huh? But yes, email me if you have a comment, a concern, a recipe you want me to try, or a question about how to cook something. Let me know. I will get back in touch with you as soon as I can. So contact me and watch me 24/7. All right, guys, here's some sizzling. Yeah, this oil's getting where it needs to be. Ha-ha. We're going to add these beans. Oop. There we go. See, I'm getting my coat on here. There we go. Get those coated with oil. And we got our steak ready right here. We're going to pan sear this. Now, you don't need a camping pan, a cast iron pan, anything like that. You just need a good stainless steel pan, and it's got to be hot. There's that sizzle. We're going to let this go for about a minute, actually, let's say a minute, but no, a couple of minutes aside. Once it can go like this and the pan and the steak moves, we'll know it's time to flip. There we go. And the beans too. We're just going to let those cook down a little bit. So while we're doing that, you probably need a break to go refresh your wine, just as I do. So I'll tell you what, guys, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have flipped the steak and, well, we'll continue on with our culinary journey. So, we'll see you in a few minutes. Hi, I'm Charles Minnick, host of GTV's smash hit, Cooking with Charles. I've teamed up with the Goffstown Network to tell you about their outreach and food pantry programs. The mission of the Goffstown Network is to provide for the hunger-related needs of our neighbors in Goffstown and their surrounding communities. Founded with the governing principles that no person should go hungry and every person deserves our care. The Goffstown Network serves the area by providing food and other services on an emergency short-term basis. This spirit of community and mutual caring is extended to anyone in Goffstown, Dunbarton, and New Boston. Normal hours of operation are Wednesday evenings, 6 to 8 p.m., and Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. to noon. Now, you can also assist them through donations of time, food, or money. Like the help they give, the help they receive is also greatly appreciated. You can reach them by calling the number on your screen or by stopping by the Parish House of St. Matthew's Church. It's located in downtown Goffstown at 7 North Mass Street, right across from Sully's. Woohoo! We are cooking tonight, guys. We turn these down. All right, our steak is just about done. As you can see, I tented it with some foil because, well, it splatters everywhere. And I'm not really a pan-seared steak guy. I like my steak grilled, but because of the Au Poivre sauce, a pan searing works better because we're going to use the pan and all the stuff that's caramelized onto the pan as part of our sauce. So let me just take this off the heat for a second. We're going to reuse this foil right here because what we're going to do is we're going to take our steak and, like you should do with all meats, steak, anything, take it off right before it's at your desired temperature because it's going to continue cooking. And you want to let it rest because right now you're forcing all the moisture out of it. Pretty much all cooking is taking the moisture out of something and, bringing it somewhere else. And then what you're left with is dryness. And cooking is the art of, balancing that, so to speak. So, I'm gonna let that sit, because we cut into it now, all that juice is gonna run out of it. It can dry out very quickly. But if we let it sit, then things have a chance to mellow and to relax and to get all happy inside. Plus, you know, we gotta make our sauce. Okay, look at this, guys. We got stuff in the bottom of the pan. See that? That's what I'm talking about. That is flavor right there. First thing we're gonna do with that flavor is lift it off the pan. And how do we do that? Well, gonna use some brandy. You can also use cognac. But I gotta tell you, there's nothing that says I feel like I'm on a park bench than when I have a bottle of liquor shaped like this. I need a park bench and an old smelly shirt, maybe a paper bag. But we're gonna take about a 1/4 cup. Woo! And then we are going to take a lot of peppercorns, and we're just gonna grate and grate and grate and grate and grate and grate and grate, because it is a peppercorn sauce. And we have this, by the way, on the highest setting so that we have bigger chunks of peppercorns. And to that 1/4 cup of cognac, brandy, whatever you're using, I'm gonna add about double cream. So whatever you use for liquor, double the cream. In this case, so I am using half and half because I do like to cook rich foods, but I also like to try and make them as healthy as possible. Because, you know what? I'm sorry, there's vegans and vegetarians. Tofurkey is not turkey, and it's not a good substitution for a turkey dinner. I'm sorry, guys. But I can understand why you eat that way. And I applaud you for being able to. So all we're gonna do is we're just going to let this reduce. We're gonna turn the heat down after the initial boil. We're gonna use our fork to scrape everything up off the bottom. And you know what? I am going to add more peppercorns. Oh, guys, also check this out. You can buy these everywhere now, but it's a little pepper mill. This has a medley of peppercorns, and here is a salt mill. You don't have to refill everything. You can buy these, they're really inexpensive, and you get fresh pepper on everything you eat, and you can use sea salt all the time. There we go. Oh, that looks perfect. All right. Well, let's, guys, you know what? I think we're ready to start plating. So let me make some room, and let me get our potatoes. Oh, these are beautiful. Oh, look at these. All right. Okay, I don't know where to begin. This looks so good. Looks so good. All right, first things first. Let's take this potato, because you are the most photogenic spud in the world right now. And we will put this aside down here. Guys, we're going to get a few green beans, because as we said, we promised our mothers we would eat our vegetables. And these are actually just wonderful, sauteed, almost over sauteed. And before we go any further, we need the star of the show. And no, it is not me. It is this lovely, lovely hunk of red meat right here, guys. Yes, look at this, huh? Where is my knife? I'm just going to trim off some fat here. Sometimes I say the gristle, sometimes I don't. This time, I have not. I'm going to cut that right down the vein right there. And then, voila. Huh? What is better looking than this, besides your host? All right, guys. And the supporting actor in our play tonight, the Au Poivre sauce. Some people like to put whole peppercorns, but I don't like butting into a whole peppercorn. Sometimes they can actually break teeth, and oh, it's just a lot. So I do like to get my peppercorns broken up when I grind them. And as I said, I always use the biggest grind so that the biggest pieces fall through, but they're still broken up a little bit. All right. Hey, let's get a close-up of this right over here, folks. This is wonderful. Huh? Look at that. Look at that potato. That is wonderful. All right. Well, hey, now we got to eat. Oh, gosh. There's nothing like a good steak dinner, guys. Nothing like a good steak dinner. Wow. This is one juicy steak. Steak Au Poivre is awesome. Now let's try the potatoes. Oh, and again, guys, these potatoes, you got to wash in the oven. Take them out, turn them off if they're getting too dry because they can dry out really fast. What I gave you were just guidelines. You got to figure it out yourself. Oh, the duck fat and potatoes really gives it a nice flavor. Wow. And of course, my vegetable. All right, folks, what did we learn today? Well, we learned what cockles of your heart means and where it came from. We learned that Shiraz goes really well with a steak au poivre dish. And we learned that we can all cook something very nice, very easy. Now, folks, this show's about a half an hour. We don't take much time on these breaks. That's more or less to break it up so we're not going right through the show. We pretty much cook in real time. So you've also learned that you can cook really good, really quick. We also learned that I'm wearing glasses tonight. I've been wearing my contacts lately. And I'll let you know a little secret. Every time I need new lenses, that's when they cancel the trip to the Hubble telescope to fix the lenses up there because Chuck needs new glasses. So until next week, guys, be good, be kind to your loved ones. Cook them something really nice, even if it's not steak au poivre, but just cook them something with love, and they will love you back tenfold. So until next week, be happy, be merry. We'll see you next week. Oh, next week we are going to make a chicken pot pie. So stay tuned. We'll see you then.